Hello everyone, welcome for this new video. I know the title is a little bit catchy, but don't be offended. I am a Carebear PVEers and I see no reason to be ashamed about it. I wanted to make this video because I've seen a lot of negative reaction on the forum from players that were freaking out instead of rejoicing at the announce of the Imperial City, the first DLC published by Zenimax. So I want to explain you everything and to show you what there is in store for us PVE Carebear players that do not like the PvP or that are very bad at it. You will see by yourself if it's a DLC that may interest you or may not interest you. Note, however, that I'm doing this video before it has been tested on the PTS, so everything is subject to change according to the testing that will happen during the next months. Imperial City is the first DLC that will be published by Zenimax for the Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited, the 31 August for PC, the 15 September for Xbox One and the 16 September for PlayStation 4. This is like a mini expansion that contains a lot of stuff to do. A new area with monster, a chain story quest, daily quest, new weapons, new crafting material, 2 new dungeons, a lot of new achievements that can unlock vanity items, and many other things. You can access to the Imperial City if you are ESO Plus member, as long as you stay subscribed to the Elder Scrolls Online. And if you are not subscribed to the Elder Scrolls Online, you can purchase the DLC separately via the Krone store for 2,500 Krone, which is almost 2 months of membership. The first things you need to know is that the Imperial City is aimed towards PvPers in priority. It's 1 year that the Elder Scrolls Online is released, and during this 1 year we have seen 6 updates, and none of those updates has bring anything for PvPers. Yes, some balance, some tweak, some little change in Cyrodiil, some improvement, but no new content. Imperial City had been announced before the release of the game. It's a very long time we have discussed about the details about what will be happening in Imperial City. The fact that it's a PvP zone where you can do PvE activities, fight bosses and loot some stuff, and that people can fight each other and there's a risk of losing everything you have earned. It's something unique that PvPers are crying about in every MMORPG on the market, and the Elder Scrolls Online is going to give them that. So you need to understand that for PvPers, this expansion, this DLC is very important. That doesn't mean that there is nothing for us, the PVE Carebear, that do not like to fight, that are a little bit scared, or that suck a lot, like me. So what there is in store for us, PVE Carebear? Well, we will have 2 new dungeons, the Wild Gold Tower and the Imperial Prison. And when I'm saying 2 new dungeons, I mean there will be a normal mode and a veteran mode. Basically, that means 4 new dungeons. If Zenimax is following the same trends than for the other dungeon, this will be a very different experience, and we will have between 16 to 22 new bosses to fight. So I'm very excited about that. And you have already seen the difference between the early dungeon that Zenimax have developed and City of Ash Veteran. They have improved a lot in terms of environment and boss fight and mechanics. So I'm certain those 2 dungeons will be extremely exciting, and I cannot wait to put my feet into it and to overcome the challenge they propose. Anything else in the DLC will contain some element of PvP, so if you are completely allergic to PvP, I recommend you to satisfy yourself with the 2 new dungeons. You can teleport safely to them in and out like for any other dungeon, so you do not need to enter in Cyrodiil or to fight anyone. There is 0 risk for you. You can even use the grouping tool. So for that only, I think this DLC, the Imperial City, will be worth for every PVEer to buy. Come on, let's think about it. 2,500 kron is less expensive than the Frostmare, which is just a month. And here you will have 4 new dungeons to play, with the Undaunted quest associated to it, and plenty of super exciting loot that you can find in. Seriously, I think that's just great and just worth my money. Imperial City is an area divided in 6 districts plus the Imperial Sewer. All of this is obviously a territory contested where you can meet players from the other faction and fight each other in epic battle. But it's also a territory filled with Daedric monsters and can go from the Scamp to Elite Monster, Champion and Bosses. And all those monsters will drop a new currency, the Tel Var Stone. With the Tel Var Stone you can buy new weapon, new armor, new jewelry in a special store, but also crafting material, and all of this you can sell it to your trading guilds to other players that do not have access to Imperial City. So it can be very interesting to become rich and powerful. But there is a risk, as you can earn those stones while fighting monsters, you can also lose them on death. If it's a monster that kills you, you will lose 10% of the stone you have gathered. But if it's a player that kills you, you will lose 100% of your stone, and that player, the one that have killed you, will obtain everything. So there is a big risk to farm those stones and a big reward also. Those numbers are of course to be tested, so it may change, but for now that's the information we have received. And that's where a lot of PVE Carebear like me are freaking out. I don't want to fight monster, farm Tel Var Stone and lose everything because another player is killing me. I will never survive, I suck in PvP. I completely understand you. I'm exactly in the same situation, but be reassured because there's several security for us. First of all, you can secure your stone by storing it in your bank by a stack of 50. So every time you have 50 stone, you can go back in your Alliance hub and store your stone, or you can wait a little bit longer, take the risk of losing them, but store them anyway. That's the first thing. It's interesting. Note that the way back to the Alliance hub may be dangerous and that you may want a protection with your friend or sneak around, but it is possible. Second, you also have the possibility of doing daily quests. Those daily quests reward you with a box that contains Tel Var Stone, but if you do not open this box, you will not be able to lose the Tel Var Stone. So what you do your daily quest, you go back to your bank, and then you open your stone and you store everything you have won in your bank. That's another way to avoid any problem. And the last thing interesting is that you can purchase for quite some stone, it's 500 at the moment, a special trophy that allows you to teleport yourself back to your Alliance hub. So it's like a hearthstone, a safe way to avoid every conflict, every fight. This may be very useful if you have farmed a lot with your friend, or you had the chance to kill someone and loot every stone he had on him. You go back to your Alliance hub and you store all your stone, it's secured forever. So as you see, Zenimax have things about us, the PVE Carebear that don't really want to lose everything and that are not very good in fighting other players. You know also that you can choose your campaign, and that some campaigns will probably be dominated by your faction. So just choose that one. Imperial City is linked to your Cyrodiil campaign. So if you have one campaign where it's clearly your faction that is dominant, choose that one and you will have more chance to be protected by your allies. And lastly, if you really don't like this, well, you're not forced to buy the DLC and you can wait the next one, which is Rodgar and Orsinium. But before to take your decision, I will suggest you and recommend you to go on the PTS and see by yourself. This is a unique occasion for you to test beforehand the new content and see if it's something that you can enjoy or not at all. But all in all, I think that the 2 dungeons alone are worth it, and you will miss something if you're not purchasing Imperial City just for that. This is all I got for you today. We will have more news in the weeks to come. You may be sure to find me on the PTS. I will be playing on the Daggerfall Covenant with pre-made character or my character copy, and I will try to share as much gameplay as possible, maybe with my stream or with videos, and this before my holidays. So stay tuned because you will know more very soon. And if you want to play with me, it's the occasion as well. Create a pre-made character and add me. My name is LOI in game as well. See you soon. Take care everyone. Bye bye.